problem. At this point, what most business owners would do, they would buy more traffic because it seems to be what they're doing is not enough. They need to get more eyeballs. That's what they would think. But the big thing is the conversion. So how can you fix your conversion rate? Um, Let me see if I can pull up a little graph that I did a couple days ago. It's on my desktop. All right. Let me know if you guys can see this. So this is what I call the conversion pillar. There are three pillars that you need. Um, and the reason why most people are only getting traffic but not conversions because they're missing three of this or either one of this. So let's talk about design first because that's where most people are at right now. They have a beautiful website. They probably engage with an agency or someone, and they got a beautiful website. It's nicely designed, WordPress built, so they get the design pillar, right? It looks professional, but then the messaging is crap. The copy is doesn't resonate. The copy is so confusing. The copy is not compelling, and there's no strategy behind it. So it's just a pretty looking online brochure. That's all. And that's where most people are at right now. They have a website. It's just a website. It's not a conversion tool. And if you want to turn it to a conversion tool, you need to have the other two to support it. You see that little orange triangle in the middle? That's where you want to hit. Okay, so how do you hit it? You need to have message and strategy as well, not just a pretty looking website. So the message is really your overall copy, your messaging, right? Is that clear enough? Is it compelling? When people look at your site, can they tell that you're better? Not just by looking at the design of your website. That might, you know, you might look a little more professional, but at the end of the day, it's the word that really compel people to take action. Just like people buy books on Amazon, right? They read the word, they read the reviews. It's all word that is compelling us to do things. So the copy is very, very important. But you can see some people, they have absolutely great messaging. Some of my clients, their website, they have really, really good messaging behind it, right? It's on their website. But then, like, the design doesn't help. The design doesn't help, right? Like this website particularly, um, you can't tell what they do, like just by looking at this. You just don't know because the brand name doesn't mean anything. There's no, there's nothing in here. But when you really drill into it to the about page, you see some really really good messaging that is really hitting the pain point and the problem and the emotional state of the ideal client. But the design doesn't help. So the message isn't clear. The you see the message and the design pillar needs to overlap to make it happen. Not just the message, not just the design. Hopefully this makes sense. Um, so like you see kind of like what we helping to do is really making sure that that message is clear enough, and also you use the design to help them. What do they do? Baby sleep consulting. What do we help people with? Helping parents get their baby to sleep longer and better. Boom, right? Clarity, and then also you use design to help it. And then after that, the third pillar that you want is strategy, right? Because you need to have something for the slow and the medium buyers. Not everyone's going to come to your website and then reach out straight away. It's only going to be 3% of them. So what about the rest of the 97%? What are you going to do with that? You need to have a strategy to kind of retarget them, to warm them up, and make sure that you are kind of staying on top of their mind throughout the buying cycle. So that's really part of the strategy. But then also, how are you navigating people through your website? That's part of your strategy as well, right? For example, this website, again, there's a messaging issue because nobody knows what exactly they do. They get a lot of calls, uh, which is asking them, so I've been on your website, but I still don't understand what you do. Then this is a huge problem, right? The design looks it's okay, it's clean, but then there's no messaging. So you see, like it has to overlap. And now, like kind of what they've done to really tweak the design and then the message together, just to make it very clear what you want people to do, right? That's part of messaging as well. Your call to action is a message, but then also what do you do is also a message. So make it very clear. Clarity is the first thing. You don't want people to feel confused because if they confuse, they will reviews. That's It's not something that it just sounds good, but it's true. Okay. If they confuse, they reviews. So clarity is the first thing, but then you also want to make it compelling, right? What's your value proposition? What's your unique selling point? Make it obvious. And you do that by using the design in the message, right? So some people say the design is crap, doesn't matter. Some old fashioned copywriters say that, right? Who's gonna read a freaking long article kind of like this, like three, four, five paragraphs? Nobody's ever gonna do that again on a web page. It's not it's not a letter. So you need to use the design to help them. Design is important, but then you need to have the message first. So message, design, and then the strategy, how you navigate through, how you kind of guide them through the thinking, and then how you're gonna retarget them when they're not ready to buy, right? Some clients they need a funnel, very simple 2-3 step funnel, just to make sure you capture the email address and then you can follow them up. So like you need to have a strategy in place for everything to work. So this is why I put this graph together, because you really need to have that little orange triangle in the middle to make your conversion work. Hopefully this makes sense in answer your questions, and hopefully this help anyone that is also watching this video. So you can see some of the transformation of how you go from um, not sure what you do, right? You're pain relief specialist, then you need to make sure people understand exactly what that means, right? Pain relief can mean a lot of things, right? Emotional pain. So you need to say it. Say goodbye to your body pain. We help you with hands-on therapy. So like clarity, but then also you need to make sure your other copy is compelling as well. All right, 3 pillars. Remember this: design, message, strategy. It can't be simpler than this, but it's all about the simplicity. A lot of things that what we do, and we see the biggest results from our clients, is always about the simplicity. Like you just won't believe it. You just simplify things, and the result will come. Simplify your design, simplify your message, but then also simplify your strategy. Some people they have a 90-page marketing plan, and for sure it's not going to work, right? You need to just focus on one thing and make it work. And if you still need help, reach out and see what we can do. Happy to have a do a quick review of your website and see like what can be improved. Other than that, I think um, try to look at your website from these 3 different perspectives. Design perspective, is that right? Is the design clean enough? right? Does it look professional? Even though I don't think that's the most important thing, but the design needs to help with the message. Is the message clear enough? Ask yourself this, like, is my message clear enough? Do people know exactly what I do? And do people see my value proposition? Do people know what they should take action, what they should do on the website? And do I have a strategy in place? Or am I just randomly throwing spaghetti at the wall and see which one sticks? All right. That's all. Hopefully this helped, guys. And yeah, let me send through your questions if you do have them, and we will look into it.